Before you swing that shoe, before you grab the spray can, stop, because the wasp hovering near your tomato plants right now might be the single best pest controller your garden has ever had, and most people kill it on sight. This isn't feel-good garden advice. This is about the war happening in your backyard every single day, the one you can't see. If you care about natural pest control, if you've been fighting aphids and caterpillars all season, this is the beneficial insect you've been treating like an enemy. Let me show you what's really going on. Picture your garden on a warm afternoon. The leaves look calm, but underneath them, something is eating your plants alive. Caterpillars chewing holes in your greens, aphids draining the sap from your stems by the thousands, hornworms stripping a tomato plant bare in a matter of days. These are the pests quietly costing you your harvest. Now watch the wasp. She's not there for you. She's not even there for your fruit. She's hunting. That paper wasp cruising slowly over your vegetable bed is scanning leaf by leaf for soft-bodied prey. Caterpillars, grubs, larvae. When she finds one, she doesn't sting it for fun. She takes it. She chews it up and carries it back to feed the young in her nest. A single active wasp colony can remove pest after pest from your garden day after day for free. And that's just the wasps you can see. Here's where it gets almost unbelievable. So stay with me. There's an entire class of wasps most people have never heard of. They're called parasitoid wasps. And many of them are so small you'd never notice one land on your hand. They don't build the big papery nests. They don't buzz around your soda. What they do is far stranger and far more useful to you. Take the tomato hornworm, one of the most destructive pests a home gardener can face. Fat, green, and capable of demolishing a plant overnight. Ever seen one covered in little white rice-like grains standing up on its back? Most people panic and think it's eggs or disease. It's not. Those are the cocoons of a braconid wasp. The wasp laid her eggs inside that hornworm. The larvae fed on it from the inside, and now they've emerged to spin those cocoons. That hornworm is finished. It will never eat another leaf of yours again. If you kill that caterpillar, you kill the next generation of the very insect that was doing your pest control for you. Let me say that again, because it matters. When you see a hornworm covered in those white cocoons, leave it. You're looking at nature winning. And it goes further. There are tiny wasps that hunt aphids, the ones that turn a soft green aphid into a swollen papery brown shell. Gardeners call a mummy. There are wasps so small they lay their eggs inside the eggs of other pests, destroying them before they ever hatch into something that eats your plants. Growers around the world actually buy and release these wasps on purpose. They are one of the oldest tools in real biological pest control. You've had them in your yard this whole time, and you've probably been spraying them into oblivion. Which brings us to the mistake almost everyone makes. We've been taught one word about wasps: danger, sting, kill it. And look, nobody's telling you to hug a nest by your front door, but the fear is wildly out of proportion to the truth. There are tens of thousands of wasp species on this planet, and the overwhelming majority are solitary. No colony to defend, no aggression. Most will never sting you at all, because a solitary wasp saves her venom for hunting prey, not for you. Even the social wasps, the paper wasps, the yellow jackets, sting to defend the nest. Away from it, out foraging on your plants, they're focused on the hunt. Swat at one and yes, you'll get a reaction. Leave her to work, and she'll ignore you completely while she clears the pests you've been losing sleep over. So think about what actually happens when you reach for the spray. You knock out the wasps, but you don't just lose the adults. You lose the hunting, you lose the parasitism, you lose every pest they would have removed for the rest of the season. And here's the cruel part. The pests bounce back faster than the predators do. Aphids and caterpillars breed quickly. The wasps that keep them in check take longer to recover. So you spray, you feel like you won for a week, and then the pests come roaring back with nothing left to stop them. You didn't win the war, you disarmed your own side. That's the trap. The insect we fear most is the one holding the whole system together. Now, I'm not asking you to do more. I'm asking you to do less. That's the beautiful part of this. You don't have to build anything. You don't have to buy anything. To keep these wasps working for you, just give them what they already want. Adult wasps feed on nectar, so a few small flowering plants near your vegetables, things with tiny, shallow flowers, will keep them fed and patrolling. Ease off the broad sprays that wipe out everything good along with the bad. And when you find a caterpillar wearing those white cocoons, or an aphid that's turned into a hard brown mummy, walk away and let it finish. Do that, and you get a garden that starts defending itself. Fewer pests, less spraying, less work for you. A backyard that's actually in balance instead of one you're constantly fighting. So the next time you see a wasp drifting low over your tomatoes, don't see a threat. See what she really is. A hunter on your payroll, working a shift you never have to pay for. Leave her alone. Let her work. Your plants will thank you for it. If this changed the way you see the insects in your own backyard, do me one favor. Subscribe and stick around. Because there's a whole hidden world out there quietly keeping your garden alive, and most people will spend their entire lives killing the very things that were trying to help them. Don't be one of them.